those of you on my team, I actually made, okay, if you're not muted, maybe mute yourself. I don't know who's not muted. Okay. So I made a little kind of a list of what my game plan is for the rest of the month and into November, because I feel like we've been going up and down with things that are going on. So I want you guys to not be confused. Okay. So for my team, just let you know, I'm doing an October 28th is my next group that I am inviting to. And obviously you guys are always welcome to add any of your people. It's going to be obviously workouts too, but super, super nutrition focused. Okay. Because I think especially going through the holidays, that's what people need. And so that's going to be on October 28th, November 4th, and I'll post a little graphic. November 4th, we're going to do that free group, the 5 to Thrive. We moved it because it just wasn't going to happen this next week. And so if you guys want to do that, that's the one that you can get packets of stuff and send them to people. So, I mean, say somebody buys 5 packets of Shakeology from you and 5 samples of Energize. And by the time you ship it, I would charge them $40. Okay. So people that maybe are on the fence and don't want to commit fully yet, they could at least, and we'll put a meal plan in there. We'll make tons of information so that they can see what we offer, so that maybe, yeah, if they don't want to jump in with a full challenge pack, at least they can get a taste of what we offer. Okay. So that's going to be November 4th. I'm personally going to do the 3-day refresh, November 11th through the 13th, just Monday through Wednesday. So you guys are obviously welcome to join. We could do a little message thread with that. So if you want to do that, order a 3-day refresh. And then my November challenge group will be November 25th, with having prep that first week of, so the week of Thanksgiving, kind of just do prep, and then we'll kick off the Monday right after. Okay. So I'll post a graphic. I just kind of wanted to run over that really quick. But we're having lots of people hop on. I love this. Okay, so Samantha Lunt is one of Micah's coaches, and she, like, I didn't even know who she was, and then all of a sudden she was diamond. I'm like, what the heck? She's always on the top of leaderboards. And so I asked her if she would just kind of come and talk to us about, it's always good to hear from newer coaches what they're doing, because sometimes, lots of times, I think people compare our journey to people that have been coaching for years. And you guys, you can still be super successful if you just put your head down and get to work. And so I kind of want Samantha to tell her story and then just kind of tell what she did. And you can ask questions and yeah, ask any questions, put them in the chat, and then we'll have kind of a chat at the end. So, okay, go for it, Samantha.
Hey, awesome. So do I need to look like here or up at the camera? I'm not quite sure where to look. I'll probably just look.
Fine. Just look.
Okay.
Just look at yourself.
Okay, awesome. So I got started on, I think it was September 19th, but my backstory I'm going to tell you guys. So I did Beachbody before, and I did the whole, yeah, this is awesome, I'm doing good, and then things started going slow, and it started to get really hard, and it started to get uncomfortable because I had to start getting into my cold market. And then I decided I don't like Beachbody anymore. I'm going to go back to school. So I decided to go back to school. Well, the week I decided to go back to school, we found out we were pregnant with baby number 5. Huge surprise. Huge surprise. I won't go into details. Big surprise. So anyways, I had to call the school and say, I can't do the program. I was going to do physical therapy, a physical therapy assistant. Isn't that what you do, Cozy? Awesome. Yeah. So I was actually going to school for that, and decided, I mean, it wasn't worth it for me to do that because I was going to have a baby in the middle, and I couldn't do it. So during that time, I actually took, I'm a very religious person, but I took a religion class that was all about family and priorities and things like that. And in that class, I had kind of a coming to Jesus moment that was, you had what you needed. Like, you need to go back and do what you love. Because I loved doing Beachbody, but it just got hard because I got really bad at doing what I was supposed to be doing. So I found the person that I was with, they weren't really doing it anymore. So I found Micah, and I decided to get started with her after my 6 months was up. So when I got started, it was hard because I had lost a lot of credibility because I quit. And all of my coaches that I had, they quit too, you know, because they didn't have a leader. They didn't have anybody to look up to anymore. So, and the people that I had as challengers, they thought, where did you go? Like, obviously Beachbody isn't working, you know? So that was very, very hard, first and foremost, to come back from, sorry, bye, I'm leaving, to come back into Beachbody. So I actually started with a whole new market. I did have my warm market as far as family and friends, but they're the ones that said, wait, I didn't think you did this anymore. So that was hard. But you guys, one thing that I found out is fast is easy, slow is hard. Going slow in this business is so hard because, I mean, you have to try and revive the people that you've, you know, started with, and you're going slow. It seems harder. Anyways, I just decided from the get-go, I need to make this work and I need to make money fast because I need to show my husband that I'm not going to do what I did before, you know? So I literally wrote out a list of all the people I knew, and I think it ended up being like 172 people. And I went through, these were people that I knew I could just call and say, hey, I just had a baby 5 weeks ago. I'm going to start my postpartum journey. Do you want to do it with me? And that was my script. It was that simple. I didn't tell them, hey, I'm back in Beachbody. Hey, I'm doing this. And they would ask, well, what are you doing? I'm going to do a program where I'm committed to 100 days. I'm going to work out for 100 days straight, and I'm going to work on my nutrition as I go through that 100 days. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. Share a cart, go. I didn't ask any other questions. Like, and then for some people, they're like, I want some more information. I sent them the video of it was the Morning Meltdown 100 Challenge group. And so it was Jericho talking about, you want to be a part of the 100 Meltdown Challenger group, talk to your coach. You can find it on YouTube. You can find it wherever. But it was like 3 minutes. So I sent them that. And then if they said, okay, well, how much is it going to be? I Googled. I don't make my own graphics. I'm not that good yet, but I will. I Googled Morning Meltdown Challenge packs. It was already there. I stole it from someone, you know, sent it to them. And really, I made it that simple. And then when I said, hey, if you're going to do this, you might as well be a discount coach because you're going to do it for 100 days and we're going to do it right. So over the next couple months, you're going to be needing to order your Shakeology or your performance line, and you want to get it for cheaper. So you need to be a discount coach. As I put my head down and I made myself a goal, I said, I just really want to do this. I want to get it in a week. Micah had kind of breathed that belief into me and said, how awesome would this be if you did this in a week? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. Plus, I wanted to earn the Disney World trip that she did. And I earned it. I'm not going just because I have a 2-month-old baby, but I so I'm like, whatever. You get them off, so you get yours. Anyway, so that's kind of how I'm doing it right now. Now, with that said, this past week has been super hard. I haven't gotten anybody. And I feel like I've been doing the same things. But that's not going to make me stop. Because I think that's where we get stuck. I think we have really good week, and that's where our momentum is, and so we want to keep going, and we're like, yes, this is working, and then you keep doing the same things, and then 2 weeks go by, and you're like, I'm getting crickets. No one's doing anything on my poll. Literally, I had 0 people click on a poll, and there was like 400 people watching, and I'm like, out of 400 of you, no one wants to click on my poll. Like, it was that bad, and I'm like, okay. So you don't stop, you just refocus. Or I go to Micah's page and I say, okay, what's working for her? I go to Cozy's actually and I find out, okay, how many, what's she doing that's working for her? And you get ideas from other people. The one thing that is hard too is you can get stuck in watching all the videos, reading all the books, doing all the, which it's good. I guess I'm not that type of personality that has to read all the things. I just want results. I want to see Success Club 10. I want to see my emeralds going to diamond. I want to see, so I'm very result oriented. So that only happens when you take action. And the hardest thing really for me is I could have just stopped. I have all the excuses in the world. I'm going to tell you a little something. I have super bad anxiety, super bad. To the point where I had never taken medicine for it. After I had my babies, that I have to take some medicine, and it's okay. There's always that bad stigma behind, try and fight it, try and do it yourself, try and work out and do all these things, which I am doing, but I still needed help, even after much prayer and everything. So with that anxiety, I'll just tell you, even yesterday, I woke up not wanting to do anything. I wanted to stay in bed, and I wanted just to have my baby next to me. I turned on a movie for my preschooler because she didn't have preschool that day. And that was my focus. I thought, I'm just going to stay in bed. I just want to stay in bed today. The feeling of getting on Instagram and doing a story, I didn't want to do it. Working out, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to call my coaches to see how they were doing over the weekend. I didn't want to. And I could have just stopped. And thank goodness for my husband. I called him and I'm like, it's back, because it just comes in waves. And he said, well, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I think I'm just going to stay in bed today, kind of take the day off. And he was like, no, you're not. I'm like, okay. And he's like, no, you're going to get up and you're going to go work out. That was the last thing I wanted to hear. And you guys, I know that feeling. And if you struggle with that anxiousness and just the feeling of, I don't want to do anything today. I don't even want to mom. I don't want to clean my house. I don't want to cook. You have to face those demons. Like, you have to just punch them in the face. And so for me, thank goodness, it was day 8. I'm on day 8 of Morning Meltdown, and it was Fight Club. And that move that you do this and you're punching, I was bawling my eyes out. And I'm like, so angry, mad. But when I was done, I got on my stories and I was like, sweat it out or cry it out. I did both. You just have to be real with people. And I got so many people, mainly postpartum moms, that are like, I feel that exact same way. Like, I'm so glad that you said something. So don't hesitate to share that, even though that was super, super hard for me to share. You don't always have to be the positive person. You can find those people in your weakness too. I know I'm kind of rambling, but do you guys have questions, or is there anything else? I don't know that I need to.
No, I think that's so good and perfect, because I personally don't really struggle with anxiety or anything, or depression. And so sometimes it's hard for me to fully relate to that. I mean, obviously I have days I don't want to do anything, but not to that level. But you guys, so I'm listening to Atomic Habits again, and it's so good. If you haven't listened to that, do it. Atomic Habits, super good book. But I mean, he obviously talks about how important habits are, and he's like, the best workout you could ever do is when you don't want to do it. And he's like, it's easy to work out when you're feeling happy and motivated, but when you really, really need to work out, and that's when you're actually inspiring people, is because you do it when you don't want to. And the same way with doing your power hour and doing invites and all those things, that's when you actually inspire people, because it's so easy to do it on good days, but you're going to make that, you're going to get over that hump when you just learn to get in the habit and the discipline of doing the things every single day, no matter what. You guys, life's always going to get in the way. There's always going to be a bad day, bad week, whatever it is. But you just got to get past that. And I love that you also said that you just okay, I'm hitting Success Club 10. I'm seeing my emeralds go diamond. I'm seeing my coaches get to emerald, stuff like that, and how motivating that is. You guys, that's what is so awesome about this business, is that obviously when you can empower your coaches to start to see success and change their life, it's going to affect you. But it's so fun when you actually see that, and you see
Yes.
Gain confidence. And
yes. Seriously, I love it. So for me, this last week, like I said, I haven't gotten a challenger or a coach and things like that, and that's okay. But I love that I've had my emerald call me and say, I got another coach. And I actually had my mom, who's 70 years old, call, and she's already got 3 new coaches. She was an emerald and got 3 this week. And I'm like, okay, what am I doing? My mom, who's 70, total rock star, she's like posting pictures of her lifting weights, and all of her friends her same age are like, I want to do that. And she's just like, okay. I think the simpler you make it, the easier it is for other people to want to follow. The more complicated and word vomit you use on people, it turns them off, I feel. You know, you can kind of explain things later. You are going to have that personality who wants to know all the details, and that's okay. Like, you can send them that. But to everybody else, it's just, I'm doing this for 100 days. Who wants to do it with me? I have this amazing nutrition group. Like, I'm going to do the 2B mindset. And I've been to, I haven't had results myself, so I'm showing pictures. I'm getting pictures off of Google and saying, look what they did. Look what, I don't even know who they are. You just share it, you know, and it's, because we have such a big support group. People don't care. It's on Google for a reason. You know, like, you can Google search and it's there for a reason. But really, if you can get, even if you don't have that excitement, you know, it's kind of like eating the frog first. Have you guys ever heard of that? When you wake up, you do the thing that is the hardest first. Swallow that frog first. And it's, for me, it's the actual invites, you know? So I think I listened to, it was a mentor call last week. I can't remember. Her name was maybe Karen. I can't remember. I feel bad. Anyways, Mary Allen. Is that her name? Okay.
Mary Catherine.
Not Karen.
Mary Catherine.
Not even close. Catherine. Okay, there you go. Anyways, so I liked her idea. In her stories, in the morning, she wakes up early and she goes and sees the people who are following her workout stories. And she immediately sends 20 invites right then to those people saying, hey, I saw that you were looking in my stories, seeing my workout. Do you want to know more about it? And those are her first things she does, even before she even does her own workout. So that's done immediately. And then she helps her kids get ready for school. She does her workout, her personal development, things like that. That was another thing too that was hard is for me, I have to get used to personal development. I've never been a big reader or someone who listens to Audible. So that's something I have to really try to. That's like swallowing the frog. But I know that it makes all the difference and it can change your mindset like that. But I know those days that you don't want to do it, because I did it and I put myself through that hard. I know my week is going to go so much better. Like, even today talking on this, I feel tons more positive, and I had every excuse in the world I was coming up with to not get on this call today. I really was. I was like, okay, Beverly could be sick, or
well, thank you for not
my husband. Yeah, my husband literally like walked in the door at 8. I could have called Cozy and been like, oh, I can't do it. But you just have to do the things that are hard, because that's the only way you're going to grow, is to do the things that are hard. And be excited. I think it was really hard for me this week because it felt like work. And so because it felt like work, it showed on my face, it showed through my mannerisms, it showed through my energy. It didn't look fun. People don't want to follow something that looks like work and when you're frustrated. So yeah, I try to make it fun.
Yeah. No, I seriously, it's just, that's the thing, is just keep it simple, you guys. So many times people will be like, well, I don't know what to say. How do you respond? Like, just keep it so simple. And I always tell my girls, if people have more questions, they'll ask. So you just gotta, if they want more answers, give them, but keep it simple. Because if somebody messages me like a long, I'm probably not going to read it. It's like something that I don't even know what they're talking about. So just some tips. Do you guys have any specific questions for her?
Oh, you guys are so nice. Yeah, I love these affirmations. I'm going to print them out.
She's like, I'm going to just say what you're telling me.
I'm just going to read. This will be my daily affirmation right here.
That's so funny. How many like invites do you have a specific that you would send a day? There's like a goal and you're not negotiable?
You know what? I'm really bad, but I kind of just go. I give myself like an hour and a half time when Beverly's sleeping, my youngest, and I just try and invite as much as I can. So it's probably over 30 or 40 within that hour and a half. And then I am starting to do collections like Micah has taught, and I'm just loving on those people. But I kind of make it, I don't want 100 people. Like, I'm loving on those 30 people, and I'm noticing I might only get 1 or 2 out of there. So that might not be exactly how you want to do it, but that's how I do it. Do you do a lot of voice chats? Yes. I like them to hear my voice. So I'll first message the people that I don't know. I'm just getting into my cold market. I will message them, something about a picture, or message something on their story asking a question. And then when they respond, then I start to voice, and I voice talk. And they'll either just message me back, or they'll start to do voice talk too. And it's really comfortable. And I feel like we get to know each other more because the inflection in your voice can mean a lot. And I think it sounds more sincere. I did meet, and people are really vulnerable too. Like, I've heard a lot of things that they probably wouldn't normally tell me if they didn't, if I didn't talk, like if they didn't hear that I was a nice, kind person. And I think they like to hear that I'm excited about what I'm doing. So sometimes when you just text it out, it does look like a copy and paste, like, oh, how many times has she done this? But if you are talking and you're saying, hey, Julia, I really like this, da 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 da. Lately, it's been a lot of people asking me questions about how I'm dealing with my postpartum anxiety. So I am using my voice a lot, because that can be a really dark thing to talk about, and it's not good for me and it's not good for them. And so I have to talk in order to make it lighthearted and a happy thing. But yeah, voice is usually how I do everything, or video.
Yeah, no, I think that, so Susan, what are you saying to those watching your stories? What do you usually say?
Oh, hey, I saw that you watched my story. Does it look interesting? Do you want to know more about it? Yeah.
So simple. It's so simple. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you guys, people are watching for a reason. They might ignore you for a while, and that's normal, but.
Right. And then one thing that I do too is, if they don't respond, I'll say, hey, did you get my last text? Or, hey, did my voice message come through? Because sometimes they don't. And then it's like, it's not that they didn't want to respond. They were too busy. Like, I never take it personally. And they're always like, oh yeah, I was busy. Or, oh yeah, I was, yeah, what are you doing? Or they'll say, no, I'm not interested. And then I'll say, okay, awesome. I'll keep watching you. Thanks for following me. It's not, and you just move on.
Yeah, that's perfect. And I remember you saying that you you went through your contacts on your phone, mm-hmm. and people that you actually knew, you just called them, or you sent them a text or whatever. And that's so smart. I've never looked at my actual contacts.
Yes, I texted them, or I videoed. It took a while, like it took the day, but it was okay. And I just videoed them. It was like 10 seconds, but I was like, hey, I haven't talked to you for a while. It's Sam. I just had my baby, and I'd show my baby, and I said, and I would just say, I'm starting my postpartum journey. Do you want to do it with me? And then I think I got like maybe 3 or 4 out of like my contacts, it was probably about like 50. But it's all in the numbers, really. I feel like every 20 is like a good one. Yeah. If you can get 2 or 3 out of 20, that's really good too. So just know that if you need to decide like what you're wanting. If you want to get 2 challengers this week, then you need to talk to at least 40 to 50 people. Yeah. Talk to them, not try to talk to them, like actually talk to them. Yeah. Get a response from.
Yeah. And okay, I'm going to go back to the beginning when you're like, I just figured that it's so much better to go fast than to just kind of go slow. And I was in that place. I think I was at Diamond for like 2 years, 3 years. And I was at 1 star for like a year. And and even last year I've been at 5 star my last year and a half. So it's not like but it's so much harder just when you kind of coast through, because you're complacent and you just kind of do it. And that's way harder, you guys, because say you sign up 3 people, 2 of those 3 are going to fall off. That's just the nature of it. And if you're only adding 2 people a month, Diamond is really far away. But if you just like go crazy and do everything that you can, talk to all the people from the beginning, I promise you guys that it's just going to be so much faster. And you're not gonna, you might be like, you're in that hustle mode for a while, but guess what? Once you hit some of those like goals that you have set, it's so much better. And you guys have that confidence. And instead of just getting close, and never ever hitting goals, that's hard. That whole
and I
intro
think
is so hard.
with my kids too, like I have 5 kids, they needed to know. And I said, I'm going to try really hard this next week to try and hit a goal. And when I do, we're going to go to Jackson Hole. And they were all like, okay. So anytime they saw me, they would like push me into the office, like, go work, go get it. And so take them on that journey with you. And I've already we've have big goals. I said, you guys, and mom's going to work hard because I want to have a cabin for my family. We live in a home that needs lots of renovating. And so my daughter, who's 11, who's just starting to care about what the outside of our house looks like, because right now it looks super shabby. She's like, yeah, I want to get new siding. I want our houses to look like those houses. And I'm like, okay. So, it's just like giving your goals to them and letting them help you with yours. It's not hard. Like when I had to come in here, my daughter was like, yeah, I'll clean up dinner. Go do what you need. Like they want a cabin. They want our house to look like it's not a scary Halloween house all year long. It's just, they want things that I want because I brought them on this journey instead of, you have to work again. You're on your phone again. You're doing that again. Like they're excited because I'm trying to keep it exciting for all of us, because that's something I didn't do before.
Yes. No, I love that too. And it's even funny because I've been at Micah's, and like when I would like watch the kids if they were gone, I'd like literally just be listening to some like watching stories, and Brig would always be like, are you on a call? Like he knows that when you're on your phone, it's actually that you're working, because Micah's ingrained them like, yes, from 8 a.m. to 1 o'clock, I'm working. So you kind of go do your own thing. After that, then I can play with you and whatever. But it's just interesting. Instead of being like, oh, mom's ignoring me, it's like, no, mom is working to make our lives better, So I think just communicate that with your families, your husband, your wife, whatever it is, that they actually understand that you're doing this to try to better your family's circumstances, So I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys have any more questions for Sam? Do people call you Sam or Samantha?
Sam is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know.
No, Sam is good. Samantha reminds me of my grandma, so Sam's good.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, do you guys have any other questions? Kind of her daily routine, whatever it is, ask away. You can unmute yourself too if that's easier.
I know I'm not anything special either, you guys. I think the simpler you can make it and have huge goals. You have to have a reason why you want to. And because I've told my kids, sorry, you hear my little baby screaming in the background. My husband's here. She's being taken care of. Because I've told them, they're dreaming about the cabin. Like my son probably on a weekly, almost daily basis says, can we do this at the cabin? Can we build this? So in my head, I think I got to make this happen. Yeah, we got to make it happen. So.
No, I love it. So awesome. That makes me happy. Thanks, Alex. I'm super appreciative of you for doing this for us, because I love hearing from new people, and I love that you made it simple. You're like, I'm not somebody that knows how to do graphics or cares to spend time to do that. You guys, it doesn't have to look perfect. You just got to put in the work and do it. Okay. I get, on the Facebook memories, every day I look at them, but I look at them for a reason too, because I kind of want to see what my posts used to look like. And you guys, they were not good at all. Like I would post stock photos and they just weren't good. And I'd get like 2 likes. Usually one was always Micah. You know what I mean? But you just got to keep grinding and keep working. And the things that you want, this business can totally be an avenue for that. Okay. So just always remember that. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hopping on, Sam.
Thank you.
And yeah, if you guys don't have any more questions, we'll just end it a little bit early so you guys can go. Thanks, guys. Go to bed, especially for those that are back east. So, okay. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for all hopping on.